I wasn't planning on making this video. I was just taking the kids out for a casual visit, something to do on the weekend. I almost didn't even bring my camera. But the moment we stepped through the doors of Swallow Aquatics, I realised that this wasn't just a fish shop. It was a hidden gem of rare species and stunning setups, and enough inspiration to stop me in my tracks. So I got my camera out and hit the record button. Swallow Aquatics are based in East Anglia, which is about 30 minutes south of Norwich. It's tucked away in the Norfolk countryside, but once you're there, it opens up into one of the biggest and most diverse aquatic centres in the region. We are here at Swallow Aquatics in East Anglia, and we're going to take a look around. The moment you step inside, you are greeted by a beast of a tank, and at the centre was this unit of a fish. As you move through the store, you're surrounded by fish tanks in just about every shape and size that you can imagine. From the sleek high-end displays that make you feel like you're walking into a gallery, to the more budget-friendly options. This place really is a fish keeper's dream. Every aisle is packed to the brim with gear, wood and hardscape options piled high, some of it looking like it was pulled straight out of the Amazon River. Beautiful live plants, rows of pumps, filters, lights, every bit of essential kit that you could need. Whether you're starting your first tank or planning a full-scale aquascaping masterpiece. And then of course we get to the ornaments. You know, the resin pirate ships, bubbling treasure chests, neon skulls, all the classics. And if you know me, you know I'm a massive fan of these ornaments. Yeah, no, not really. But the most impressive part of the store, that had to be the main aquatic section. You walk through a doorway and suddenly you are in this massive room. Honestly, it felt more like a public aquarium than a shop. The space is stacked wall to wall with tanks, each one more impressive than the last. There were setups to inspire just about every kind of fish keeper. From vibrant reef tanks, bursting with colour, to one of my personal favourites, a beautiful executed Blackwater Discus tank. And then tucked off to the side was this clever little betta paludarium. A perfect blend of land and water, and a great example of how creative you can get with some setups. The place was laced from top to bottom as well with these amazing turtles. There was just about every kind that you could possibly want for your home, and they were just so cute, and they would just swim around, and my kids absolutely loved them. We really nearly did bring a turtle home that day. One of the biggest showstoppers in the entire store was this massive piranha tank. It was an absolute beast of a setup. According to the label, there were 26 of them in there. 26! When I visited, they were surprisingly calm, but I can only imagine the chaos when feeding time rolls around. And on the other side of the room, there was something that I really wasn't expecting. More saltwater fish for sale than I'd ever seen in one place. It was insane. There were everything from the usual suspects like clownfish to more exotic creatures like eels, lionfish, corals, shrimp, and even a group of stunning seahorses. What really stood out though was the way that these tanks were set up. They weren't just bare holding tanks, each one was thoughtfully aquascaped with live coral, rocks and shells. And it wasn't just tropical and marine setups, there was also an entire section dedicated to coldwater fish for both aquariums and garden ponds. Honestly, they had pretty much everything that you could think of, from classic fancy goldfish to those slightly unsettling bubble-eyed ones, and even some special imported varieties that looked like they came straight out of a breeder's catalogue. Now, I'll be honest, I've never been the biggest fan of goldfish, but credit where credit's due, some of these were generally impressive. They even had tubs full of koi and other pond fish outside, and one tank inside with goldfish that were just absolutely massive. It's safe to say that this place caters for every kind of fish keeper. But it didn't stop at fish. Swallow Aquatics also had a massive section dedicated to reptiles, and when I say massive, I mean it. Geckos, snakes, iguanas, insects. Basically, if it crawls, slithers or scurries, you'll probably find it here, and it felt less like a pet store and more like a zoo. And just when I thought I'd seen it all, I walk into this exotic bird section. Some of these birds looked like they'd flown straight out of a rainforest. Vibrant colours, incredible patterns, truly next level. And if reptiles or birds aren't your thing, then they even had a small animal section with mice, hamsters and rats. So yeah, whatever kind of pet you're into, chances are this place has it. And if that somehow wasn't enough to keep you busy, did I mention this place is also an animal rescue centre? Yeah, tucked among the tanks and terrariums are exotic animals that aren't for sale, and outside there is an entire farmyard area packed with animals, horses, pigs, chickens, the works. It doesn't stop there either. They've also got rows of outdoor plants, a wide selection of hardscape materials, and even an entire cactus house. Honestly, I've never been to a place quite like it. It's less like a shop and more like a full-blown animal park. What started as an unplanned visit quickly turned into an unforgettable experience. Swallow Aquatics isn't just a place to buy fish, it's a place that sparks wonder, fuels curiosity, and reminds you why you fell in love with this hobby in the first place. If you're ever in the area, it's absolutely worth a visit for any fish keeper, reptile lover, or nature enthusiast. This place is a true hobbyist's dream out.